the journey towards the first book? And if that's not your destination, what is?
So that destination started for me when I was 10 years old. I always knew that I wanted to write a book. So I really started taking my writing seriously late in life. I entered the MFA program at UMKC when I was 42 years old. And so by that time, I had really developed a reputation in Kansas City as being a spoken word artist. And so it was really kind of hard to transition from kind of what the spoken word aesthetic is versus, you know, what's accepted in MFA programs and the kind of aesthetic that gets you, you know, published in all the literary awards. So that work has been really community-based, social justice work, youth development. Poetry has been an incredible vehicle for me to have an impact on the community. But when you work that side of your brain, that muscle, there's always other voices in your head. Like even like commissioned work, I get a lot of that. It's a blessing, but that's a client. So I have to write in a way that will please the client and keep the checks coming. But the downside of all of that is that I haven't exercised the muscle that is generally more accepted in the literary space or in the, you know, the peer-reviewed journals that we all desire to be in. So that work, that cumulative work over the past 20 years, I want to get it out there now. You know what I mean? A lot of it, I think, would have resonance beyond the occasion that I wrote it for. Done a lot of collaboration with artists, so I want to get, you know, their permission to have the artwork in the book. So I'm kind of doing this compendium that'll be part memoir, part anecdotes, kind of describing the event or, you know, what was going on at the time. And so I'm just trying to figure out how to pull it together in a way that it will resonate outside of Kansas City. So that's what I'm working on now, because I just feel like that's a whole lot of work just to be sitting in a drawer. But I also feel like I need to get it out so that I can focus on another aspect of my writing. The art of choking. A woman I once dated told me I consume food like a hungry hostage, and I must admit her observation is supported by my storied history of choking incidents. Just last year, I quickly swallowed Doritos, 3 sharp corners with surgical precision sliced through my esophagus, filling my throat with nacho cheese and blood. I will never forget the night at Gates Barbecue, a jumbo-sized rib tip was so stubbornly wedged in my larynx, I couldn't catch my breath for 90 brutal seconds. I lunged and bucked, eyes wide as saucers, searching for help. No one attempted the Heimlich. Although the glut of meat made it past my windpipe, it remained lodged in my chest for 2 days. But nothing compares to the time last semester when Conrad, this white guy I had in a poetry workshop, this guy who said things like, with the ever-present generational wealth gap, it's easy to understand why black folks don't tip. This guy that I vowed to challenge the next time he said anything even remotely offensive used the word nigger twice in one sentence during a class discussion of County Cullen's poem Incident. Although it came in the guise of intellectual interrogation, his utterance tore through me like barbed wire through the neck of a 14-year-old boy, but my indignant response never made it out of my throat. It just got stuck there like a misswallowed Dorito or a jumbo-sized rib tip.